We fell out of love like shooting stars, came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. Say your heart, say your mind, say all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die.
Hey everyone, I'm starting off by priming the eyes using my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot. Today I'm going to be using my Morphe 35O palette. This palette is full of gorgeous shades for the fall season. It's full of beautiful warm tone colors, and I'll be starting off by picking up this off-white color to just set the paint pot. I have to quickly mention that this entire eye look is inspired by a wonderful artist that I found on Instagram. Her name is Steph Bursan. I will leave it linked down below in the description box, but I fell in love with her makeup look that she posted on Instagram, so I decided to recreate it. So just had to quickly give the credit where it's due. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful, the color combination. So that's what I am following along today. So I had just went ahead and applied a really soft transition color using a fluffy blending brush, and now I'm picking up these two orange shades, mixing them together, and using a more precise, more tapered blending brush and applying these directly in the crease. Right here I'm just building up the warmth, so that way when I add the orange on the inner part of the lid and then the brown on the outer corner, that it ties together, and I still want you to be able to see the orange peeking through the crease. I really want to keep that warmth in this look. So now I'm just blending this out and picking up a deep brown shade and using a more dense packing brush to just pat this on the outer corner of the lid. You'll see me go back and build up the color, and eventually I will switch over to a more pointed, tapered blending brush, and this is just going to help blend it out since it's a little fluffier and it really gets in there and blends the product. I decided to take a makeup remover wipe and just clean up the outer edge of the lid. You can totally wait to do this step because I ended up having more fallout, but I just wanted to clean up the edge to get a better idea of what the finished look would look like. So that's just what I'm doing here. After I cleaned up the outer edge, I went ahead and just blended some more. So I picked up a little bit more of the softer orange shade, and here I'm just buffing over where the brown and the orange meet, trying to tie everything together so that way there's not like a harsh definition where the brown starts and the orange ends. You know what I'm saying? And just going back and building up the color. I like to work with a little product at a time. That's why you see me keep going back and building up the color, because it's a lot easier to build up the color than to try and take it off if you've applied too much. I just like to pull my eye a little taut to make sure that there's no patchiness and for additional blending. And now I'm just taking that large fluffy blending brush again with that first transition shade and just blending out where the shadows begin to fade out. Now I'm picking up this lighter warm brown shade and just blending right over where the orange and the brown shadow meet to help for a softer transition. I'm picking up this beautiful orange shade and just patting this right onto the inner part of the eyelid, and again, same thing, you'll see me go back and pick up more product, just really pressing it on there and trying to build up the pigment. I really loved how the whole matte eye looked. I feel like I haven't done anything like that in a while. Usually I like to use glittery or sparkly shades, so it was nice to switch it up for a change. So again, just building that up, and then I decided to pick up that more, it's like a hot orange color. It's sort of more like a reddish orange, and I wanted to just place that in between the lighter orange and the dark brown, and then you'll see me take that blending brush that I used for the outer corner with no additional product and just blend over it. I feel like it really, that simple step just added a little bit more dimension to the eye. You know what I'm saying? Can you see what I'm saying? Okay, so I just went back and I'm just making sure that everything's blended, adding more color to the lid. I know it seems really repetitive. That's because it is. When you're going for a look that involves, you know, such a contrast of colors, it's good to make sure that you're blending. I'm going back and picking up that off-white color, highlighting under the brow bone with no additional product on the fluffy brush, just blending everything out so that way it all looks nice and seamless. Now I'm taking a makeup remover once again and just cleaning up all of the fallout underneath the eyes and making sure that the outer corners are nice and crisp. And now I'm taking a black eyeliner, this one is by Maybelline, and just taking an angled liner brush and creating a basic winged eyeliner. After I created the wing, I just took a gel pencil liner, also by Maybelline, and lined the inner waterline just for that smoky effect. So I just went ahead and did that, and now we're finally moving on to the face. I'm taking this primer by Smashbox and just applying that directly onto the skin, and then I'll take this Morphe Beauty Sponge and just buff that right into the skin. Now I'm taking the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation and using a dual fiber blending brush to just apply this onto the face. I feel like this just gives me more coverage than just going in and applying it straight with a beauty sponge. I feel like this brush really just packs it on, allowing for fuller coverage. Once I've applied it onto the skin, then I'll go in and blend it out using the sponge. I feel like this just ensures flawless application, and I have been loving this technique recently. So if you haven't tried using a brush and then a beauty blender, give it a try because I really think that it does make a difference in the overall finished look. Now I'm using my favorite concealer. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I'm highlighting underneath the eyes and also down the center of my face. This is simply to draw more attention to the center of the face in order to create proportion and dimension when we go in with our contour shades. So I'm just blending this out. I love to use the sponge because I feel like it really blends everything and sort of melts the product into the skin versus when you use a brush, I feel like it sort of just blends it on top of the foundation, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope you guys understand. But you also might have noticed that I skipped lashes, and the reason that I did this is because I have found that once I apply my lashes and then face powder, that the powder falls down onto the lashes and the lashes look powdery. So I'm going to try something different today, and I'm going to apply my lashes after I'm done setting my face. So anyways, now I'm picking up my favorite under eye setting powder. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. And if you didn't know, you can also use your dampened sponge to apply powder to the skin. And it does the same thing where it just really allows it to melt into the skin rather than just using a brush, which I feel like sort of sets it on there. This really helps it just sink right into the skin. So I'm just setting my foundation in places where it tends to crease, which is underneath the eyes, around the smile lines, and then I also always bring powder up onto my forehead as well. You want to make sure you're powdering anywhere that you get oily throughout the day. Now I'm taking my favorite powder foundation. This is the Laura Geller Baked powder, and I'm just setting all of the areas that I didn't apply the RCMA No Color Powder. This is just going to make sure that my foundation really stays in place all day. Picking up this bronzer by Makeup Geek, this is in the shade Bad Habit. I am just going to bronze up my cheekbones, and you'll also see me bring the bronzer up onto the forehead as well. This is just bringing some depth, dimension, warmth to the skin. You guys know the drill with this. If you've watched my videos, I pretty much do the same thing for contouring and highlighting every single video. I just love this technique. I really feel like it makes such a difference in just your look overall. You always want to make sure that you're also bringing your bronzer down to your neck. You don't ever want your face to look darker than your neck or vice versa. You want everything to blend together, and you want your face and your neck always to look the same color by the time you're done applying your face makeup. I also like to take a small, this is a Sigma E25 brush. I applied a little bit of bronzer, and I'm just bronzing up the sides of my nose, not really focusing on contouring it. This is more for warmth, but if you wanted to add more structure to your nose, you could use a more cool toned color and really manipulate the shape as well. I've touched on that more in other videos. Now I'm just taking the RCMA No Color Powder, and this is a flat, I don't even know what you call this brush, but it's from Morphe, and I'm just using it to clean up that contour line. It won't stay there. I will dust that powder away. And now I'm picking up this Morphe 9N palette. This is a beautiful neutral blush palette. It has been my go-to ever since I bought it, and I am just applying a little bit of a nude blush to my cheeks, and then I also always bring blush right onto my nose as well. And here you can see me dusting away that powder that was left there baking, and you can see it really sharpened up that contour. So I just went in with my favorite Sigma Duo Fiber blending brush, and I'm just buffing that contoured area to make sure that it's not so harsh. For highlight today, I am using Becca Opal. I recently rediscovered this and I've been using it constantly. I just haven't been able to put it down. It's one of my favorite highlighters. I just think that it's so pretty and complements so many different makeup looks. So just applying that to the high points of my face, right to the tops of my cheekbones. I always love to highlight the end of my nose. You don't have to do that. That's just personal preference type thing. And now I'm applying my lashes. These are the Cocoa Queen Bee lashes, another recent new love. These have actually been a recent discovery for me. They are always out of stock, so I was finally able to get my hands on these and purchase them, and I've really been loving them. I like how wispy they are. I like to just take an eyelash curler and very, very gently curl the ends of these lashes because they are so long. I don't want them to stick straight out. I want them to be curled upwards. So I'm taking a little bit of mascara. This is the Rimmel Scandal Eyes. And now I'm picking up that dark brown shade that we used on the outer corner of the eye. And I'm just taking that same packing brush and blending that on the outer corner. And then I just picked up that light orange shade and I'm taking that all down the lower lash line and just buffing that out to make the brown and the orange blend together. I sprayed my face with a little MAC Fix Plus. And now I'm taking the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Mascara and just coating my lower lashes. Once I'm done with that, I'm taking this lip liner from Jordana and just lining my lips. I like to slightly overdraw them just a little bit to add the effect of more fullness to the lips, but I follow my same exact shape. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to make it look too noticeable that I have extended my lip line, if you will. I just go right above where the natural lip line stops. For lipstick, I'm taking this one by Stila Cosmetics. This is in the shade Carmelo. It's just a gorgeous nude shade. I swear this lip color looks good with any eye look. It's been one of my recent favorites. I've just been loving it, and the formula is beautiful. It's very comfortable, and it lasts for a really long time. So once I'm done filling in the rest of my lips, that's it. That completes this makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.